Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Gotta love the modern technology, man. It's made our lives so easy. Matter of fact, folks have done a study saying, okay, how easy has it made it, and what is the best thing technology has given us?
Oh, DVR.
DVR, let's see. Ooh,
I'm putting that at my number one.
Not on the top 10? Really?
DVR, like on-demand streaming, just the ability to be able to watch something. You remember that when you were a kid or younger?
Yeah.
And you miss something, and then you just realize, I'm never going to see this again unless they show it again as a repeat.
Yeah.
It's so nice now. Even if I forget to DVR something, more than likely I can find it somewhere on the internet.
Well, the researchers asked 2,000 people to name the top inventions that have improved our lives the most. And you know what, Steve? Top 10, DVR did not make it. Or any kind of recording, on-demand viewing. No.
Well, then this whole list is bullcrap.
This whole list is BS.
I'm out.
I'll tell you this. The number one thing, and I find it fascinating that people actually do remember that this is something that perhaps is the greatest creation, because most of us have lived with this our entire lives. I have.
Slow cooker.
Nose hair trimmer.
The toilet.
I was going to say indoor plumbing.
Indoor plumbing. I appreciate the fact, Vicky, that you do that. I would think that would be right up there.
Well, especially if you go to you go to Mexico, the plumbing there is awful, so bad that you can't throw away toilet paper in the toilet.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's not good.
So you have a little garbage can that takes care of that.
No.
Gross.
Oh, it's very gross.
Yep.
Oh, that's...
You're welcome.
Oh, God.
I'll take things I never wanted to hear this morning, Alex, for $500.
Just a heads up if you're traveling.
Boy, if anything at all, you think we could actually go take over Mexico if we just promise to give them like a toilet paper that you can flush.
Nice plumbing.
Yeah. I think we could actually take that country over at that point and go, hey, how'd you like to be part of America? We'll give you toilet paper you can flush.
Ooh, Texter has a good one.
Yes?
GPS
number 9 on the list, ladies and gentlemen.
GPS is great even when you know where you're going, because now it tells you traffic. And back in the day when GPS first came out, and it didn't tell you the traffic. But now I'll put it on every day if I leave work after 1 o'clock in the afternoon, because you just never know what kind of traffic you're going to walk in on.
GPS is my number one. It's a lifesaver because I have no sense of direction, and I had this gigantic notebook filled of either A, written directions, or B, when MapQuest came along, I thought, this is great. It does it for me.
Then you printed it.
Yeah.
And I used to save those underneath my car. Oh, I'm going to Chuck's house. Let me find Chuck's address.
The Rolodex of maps.
Yeah.
Anybody like me? Of course, I had the Thomas Guide and all the AAA triptychs.
No, the only thing I ever had was the MapQuest or the Google Maps or one of those.
That's because you're a little bit younger, son. You didn't have to live a life with just triptychs and the Thomas Guide.
The Thomas Guide, my dad, he was all about that. I used to think he was so directionally smart, but then now that I've spent some time with my dad and watched him and how he works for GPS, he's not very good with directions.
I'm not either. Yeah.
But when you're a kid, you just assume, well, this is just how we get there. He was very confident in his lack of knowledge of directions. But now that I'm on to him, I'm like, this took us 2 hours to get to. We should have been there 45 minutes ago.
Yep.
So he was awesome growing up because my dad has worked at Comcast for a very long time. So he knows where everything is. So I'm looking at houses to potentially buy. Like, hey, Dad, what do you think of this house? He's like, oh, I know exactly where that is. I actually worked on the house next door.
The Johnsons, they've got Showtime.
Yeah. It's like I had to go under there and bury a cable 5 years ago. I'm like, how the hell do you remember this?
I love that skill that he just knows where he's going. I think that's fantastic.
Except in Seattle. I'm the one that drives in Seattle.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we still haven't hit the number one. Anybody want to take a guess at what the number one is? What'd you say?
Microwave.
All right. Microwave is actually number 7.
Oh.
George Foreman grill.
I think
George Foreman grill. That's not on the top 10 list.
See, you said GPS, and I have to say the thing that encompasses all of that now and even more would be the smartphone.
Smartphone number 3, Rev.
Whoa,
not number 1.
It's not number 1.
It's the one thing everybody has.
I'm telling you, again, I think it's the older people. If they surveyed older people, I think those folks, and I think, man, maybe even like people in their 70s, maybe 80s are the ones that can really appreciate this number one creation of technology. Thank you, Jackie Gleason. Listen, Norton, you're right, Steve. It's not the icebox because the icebox wasn't as good as the refrigerator. That actually number 2 on the list.
Oh, come on. Danny, what do you think?
The car. Automobile.
The car.
Yeah.
Not on the top 10.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Hair straightener.
The hair straightener.
Yeah, Steve,
That's so
how's that working
close
for you, man?
That's on the bubble,
Good.
Steve.
Look how straight my hair is, Rev.
Pretty amazing.
It looks so good.
Thank you.
it really does. Yeah.
Appreciate you every morning.
Yeah. Yeah, this
I
one.
don't know.
This one, I know, and because we've had it for so long, we don't appreciate how much of a beating this job was before this device came along.
Dishwasher.
Oh, you are close, Danny. That's number 8, actually.
Dishwasher, though.
What?
Oh.
My wife's into the whole hand washing thing.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah, it's old school.
If you have a dishwasher where you can just put the plates in, you don't have to clean them. I mean, if the water gets that hot, they're amazing.
Dude, we got a fancy ass one. We never use it.
Oh,
we
they're
use
the
it like
greatest.
once a month, just so that it gets used.
Oh my gosh, I use mine every day.
No, we're hand washing this crap all the time, man.
My parents didn't have a dishwasher for the longest time. Then they finally bought a brand new one, and they still were washing things by hand. And I had to hammer it into them, like, why did you spend the money if you're not going to use it?
Yeah, I don't get it, but it's like one of those arguments. I'm just done having.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not my battle. I help dry the dishes, but she's washing them. If she wants to wash the dishes, go ahead.
I'm OCD. I wash the dishes, then put them in the dishwasher.
Are you afraid of being judged by the dishwasher because they're too dirty?
I want to make sure it's clean. There's nothing worse than you hand somebody something dirty. I totally just yeah. I mean, I can't do it. So I make sure it's clean by cleaning it myself, like they do at the car wash. They wash the car before they actually have you go through the water. You ever see the guys that do that?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Or if you have somebody come into your house to clean your house, you clean the house before they come.
Exactly.
Which seems ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
So dishwasher is actually at number 8 on the list, and we've hit a lot of them, but we still haven't hit the number 1.
A couple people are now texting washing machine.
That's the number 1. That's the winner. See, none of us. I don't know. I don't remember what life was like before the washing machine.
No, not at all.
Well, I remember what life was like before having one in my home. So, like, you know, when I lived in Queen Anne, it was an old apartment complex. We didn't have our own washer or dryer in the apartment, so you had to go to we had one on site, but it was outside of our apartment complex. It was in a different apartment complex. And
yes,
there's such a pain in the ass, like going to a laundromat.
Still, not as much of a pain in the ass as having the big tub and a washboard and having to do it. Well, that's what they did before they created these
things. Tell us more about this, BJ.
I'm just saying.
Is this around when you invented smoke and fire?
I think I really feel like my mother, because my mother, she'd probably be 100 by now. My mother probably didn't have a washing machine her entire life. Mm-hmm. So she knows what I'm talking about. And anybody of her generation, I got to be thinking somebody in their 80s and 90s probably was alive before the washing machine was at least inexpensive enough to have in the house, just like a telephone. I mean, people might have been alive for telephones, in the 50s and 40s, but they didn't have one because they were expensive.
I know when I go to Mexico and I go to a lot of my aunts, uncles, and grandma's house, they have one kind of built in out of concrete or stone outside in all the houses. I know they have washers and dryers still, but sometimes they'll just dry everything outside, kind of do the pre-stuff.
Oh, so they do still have a washboardy thing.
Yeah, just to kind of get the stains out. They'll throw it in the wash, and then they'll hang everything to dry.
Yeah, well, I remember we didn't have a
hand drying. I do remember the hand drying in my house.
We had the washer, but no dryer.
We had the clothesline that went from the house all the way back of the yard, and so you just and it had like the whole pulley system and everything.
Oh yeah, the pulley system.
Fancy. I remember trying to get on that thing. I thought as a kid I could
Oh, you thought you could Batman it?
Like zip line?
Zip line.
Yeah.
Luckily, Mom caught me before a disaster happened.
Oh, you are just a genius waiting to happen.
Oh, luckily nothing bad happened, BJ.
Well, it's because your mom stopped you. You're one of those kids I don't think would have made it if not for the parents just being vigilant.
Looking back now, I get why they're still worried about me.
Yeah. Yeah. Between either your brother trying to kill you or you trying to kill yourself, they were like, we got a big job ahead of us.
Retton on Facebook messaged me saying air conditioning. That is a great market.
Oh, man. Not in the top 10, and I think it should be. Maybe because not every area of the country needs it as badly. Like for a while, we didn't need it, but our summers are changing, and I think you got to have it now. 20 years ago when I got here, I didn't need air conditioning.
No. It's
not
only
at
the
all.
last few years where I feel like, okay, this is worth the money that I spent on having it.
Yeah. And they're saying we got another hot one coming.
How about a coffee pot?
Coffee pot. You are close, Danny. Yeah. Not so much the coffee pot, but things like Keurig coffee makers. That's a game changer.
Okay.
I have to tell you something, and I know that, was it the Neste? What's the one that George Clooney's pushing? Some sort of instant coffee maker. But
The George Clooney grill?
Nothing. Nescafe, not Nescafe.
Nescafe?
Not Nescafe. Nespresso, yeah.
Oh, I heard about that one.
Yeah, so that I guess is the fancy instant thing that people are doing. But the Keurig, and people will turn their nose up when I go, hey, I got a Keurig, and they go, oh, really? But it is so much easier than actually even making a pot of Mr. Coffee.
It's not that hard to make coffee, though.
I agree, and yet the Keurig is still easier.
K-Cups are so wasteful.
Oh, no, I do the biodegradable ones.
Ooh, oh, really?
Yep, you can get my parents have one. They get the biodegradable, or you can.
They suck. They work.
The environment sucks.
The ones I got was in Hawaii, and they just all it doesn't keep all the damn coffee grinds.
Oh, I got the View. It's Keurig makes their own one called View, and I don't know if you can still get it, but it was their own biodegradable version.
Just from my own experience, I felt like I was drinking coffee grinds because it wasn't keeping all that stuff in there.
Yucky.
Like the ones my parents get doesn't do that. Or you can buy one where you can add your own coffee, and the whole point is that you have a fresh cup every time. So if you're kind of slow to drink your coffee during the day, or you don't drink that much, 1 cup at a time is the way to go. At least with my folks.
Well, that's the Keurig that we have is just a 1 cup at a shot. That's great because we don't drink more than just one cup.
Yeah, Keurigs are awesome.
Yeah,
and plus you get all the variety. That's the other thing. It's
Dunkin' Donuts, that's my jam.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah,
it's mine too. Nice. Every once in a while, a little Italian roast.
Chest slap.
I know. Steve's like, represent Double D.
Well, see, you did it too. It feels good, right?
I think I'm going to hurt myself.
Yeah, I think you hurt yourself. Look at that.
Yeah. We didn't talk about online banking, which is a game changer. That was number 4, and I agree.
Yeah.
Look at Steve. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I just had an argument with the lady at the bank 2 days ago about this. Like, sir, do you have a few minutes? We could sign you up for online mobile banking. I'm like, I already have it. She's like, no, you don't, sir.
Ooh.
And she got a little snooty about it.
Steve's got the face. Sir. No, you don't, sir.
Right. And I'm just looking at her, I'm like, yeah, I do. She's like, no, maybe your wife has it. Like, I'm like, that's great that you're making these assumptions. And I just open up my phone, open up my online banking for this company, and show it to her. And she's like, oh, I guess you do have it. I'm like, what do you think? I'm lying about this?
Oh, that's
all the things I'm going to make a story up about.
Why would you go into a bank if you have online banking?
Good question.
Yeah. That's why you don't have it,
Steve. She probably just thought, well, this Luddite's coming in the door. What do you want?
I needed to do some stuff.
What are you, baby driver all of a sudden? What are you doing?
He tries to steal the pens. It's weird.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to do.
Okay,
sure. All right, fine.
You guys don't need to ask those questions.
I don't
understand that they were assuming that I didn't have...
Who goes into a bank anymore?
I know, right?
Well, I was in line, so clearly a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm with Rev on that. Either you go to the ATM or you do it on the phone. What else do you need the bank for?
Sometimes you got to cash something because you got to give somebody money.
You can't just, take a picture of it?
A picture of what?
Yeah, you take a picture of the check and then you Venmo them the money.
Yeah.
I don't use Venmo, man.
Oh, yeah, I don't even use Cash App then. Use the Square if you don't trust Venmo.
I don't trust that one either.
They're from Square with me.
Sometimes you have to go into a bank. Like I recently had to because my stupid chip wasn't working.
Why is it that you and Steve are the of course you support Steve for being a bank
your
moron.
mattress too?
When your chip wasn't working.
It wasn't. Like I was trying to scan it and it was like, oh, there's something wrong with your card. So it's like, okay, give me a new freaking card because this isn't working. Why?
But they can even mail it to you. You don't even have to go in.
Exactly. I found that out by going to the bank. So information at the bank.
All right.
I can't. I don't know if I could do this anymore.
So weird.
It's like to the left of me, it is like the moron brigade. I don't know if I could do this.
We're a brigade.
Yeah, you are. Be proud. You're a brigade now.
Mickey's happy she's a brigade.
Yeah. I just like how you're just bank shaming us.
Yeah.
Well, because I'm the old guy. I'm the one that should be going into the bank on. I don't know how anything works.
Coffee at the bank too. Free coffee.
Well, I will say this: Capital One. Have you seen their place? They got cafes now.
No, I didn't see that.
They got one in Bellevue.
Well,
it's
maybe
not
I'll
even.
Start going to that bank too.
It's like. I think it's a bank, but I go in and you can get all sorts of food. And I'm like, is this a restaurant? Is this a bank? What the hell's going on?
Is it free?
Yes, they have commercials about it now. I think you have to be a member, but you just have to go.
You have to be a member? I can't walk in?
It's like an Apple cafe, where you go and they have the geeks sitting around and, you do all that.
Oh, so if I just walked in and started taking food, they'd be like, what are you doing?
I don't know. Try it. See what happens.
All right.
Who's this place?
It's called Capital One. The Samuel L. Jackson joint.
So if I have a Capital One credit card, can I just pop on in?
I think you can.
No, if you're a Capital One customer, I think they treat you like gold. Samuel L. Jackson will make you coffee.
I'm in. You guys want to go with me?
Yes, I want to go in, but I was afraid that maybe they'd throw me out.
No, BJ's bank shaming. He doesn't get to go.
It's a cafe. It's not a bank. Even says it in his name, cafe.
What the hell?
Rev, I don't know.
Okay.
How about this? Number 5. We didn't talk about number 5, laptops, which...
Oh, I said something else at the top.
Lap dances, number 5. Greatest invention of mankind.
Yeah, laptops are great. But cell phones trump laptops now, though.
Yeah.
I think tablets also trump laptops, don't they?
Yeah. I feel old because I have a desktop PC at home.
I still do, but if you're kind of like a hardcore gamer guy, sometimes I think you need one, right?
Yeah, I that's what I tell myself when I drop $1,500 to make it.
Some of us still like PC gaming, but I don't know what else you'd need a laptop for. I should say a desktop for.
Not a whole lot.
Oh, this just in. Apparently Capital One does pizza and board game nights.
Okay, see?
Yeah.
All of a sudden they're cool.
But it's a bank.
That's right.
What are
Guess
you
what we're
doing,
doing?
Steve?
What
Guess
are you
what we're
digging
doing?
in your
Pants.
He's looking for. He's got his Capital One card. He's a guy. He's in.
He's in the club.
Right.
There you are.
Find me in the club.
Next time you're in
Pizza
Bellevue.
and banking at the club.
right on Bellevue Way, Steve. They're right there.
You can play Connect 4.
I'm glad you had to pull that out.
Yeah.
Show everyone to prove it.
Look at me. I got a thing.
It reminds me
I'm
of
a
Wayne's
visual
World.
man, Danny. I'm a visual man.
I just thought it was going to be a chest bump. Capital One.
All right, last. I'm surprised that I feel like wireless internet should be ahead of laptops, but it actually came in below it for the last one on the list. Is the greatest invention wireless internet. Mm-hmm. I have to agree. That allowed me to live Star Trek, and basically everything was a tricorder for me, where I could just look up information on a device, and without the internet, I wouldn't be able to do that.
It's so crazy to think when we first got internet. And you'd have to wait forever.
Oh, yeah.
Forever just to do anything. And you thought, this is so incredible. I just got a picture that my friend sent me. It only took me 6 hours to download it.
I know.
And now, if it takes 2 seconds...
No
for the
patience.
Right, I'm like, all right, turn the Wi-Fi off, because clearly the Wi-Fi sucks here. I'm going to use my data plan.
Yeah.
It's so funny how impatient we've become.
It's really nuts. You're absolutely right. All right, Steve, you're afraid of Skynet. You're afraid that robots are going to basically take over and attack us and basically kill us all. Well, we do right now. This could be part of the plan, because robots now can help teach you how to sext. See, they're going to take over, Steve.
Oh, this should be good.
They'll be more man than you can be. I'll tell you all about sexting robots. We'll do that at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
What the hell just happened?
Oh, I tried to put my foot on this little thing and I tripped.
Oh, your little squatty potty?
Squatty potty.
Tripped standing still.
I know. All of a sudden it looked like he was going to land on me, Rev.
That's right. I must say, I was going to let you know what it felt like to fall on somebody. Yeah.
I know how that feels.
Yeah. Got a new service out for you, Steve.
Yes, sir.
You're worried about the robots taking over, but you know what? This is how they're going to get you on board. There's a new service called Slutbot. That's right. I'm liking Slutbot.
That's actually my license plate.
Yeah, Slutbot lets you practice sexting by doing it with a robot. That's right. So you get to sext back and forth with robots, see how you're doing.
Oh, give me a break.
See how your sexting game is.
Interesting.
Yeah, there are 2 different settings that let you decide how filthy you want it to get.
Oh, boy.
Slow and gentle, or hot and sexy.
I mean, who's going slow and gentle? You might as well just go for it.
Yeah, Danny's kind of a slow and gentle guy.
Do a little bit of both,
You want to romance a robot?
Yeah.
Let's get right to it.
Oh, really?
This is BJ's dream.
Sure is.
Are you going to do it?
Yeah, I'll try it.
All right.
The people who created the bot say most people are opting for the second one so far, so yeah.
See?
It's just totally free. You just text the word slutbot to this telephone number, and that's how you can get started.
I tried it, and I was just like, okay, let me see what's going on with
Oh,
this.
you already did it. All right.
But it sent me some kind of spam thing.
Oh, that's BS.
So I unsubscribed.
You haven't slutbotted yet?
No.
Oh.
Maybe they just weren't in the mood. It's early. They're doing their
headache.
They got their robot chores with their robot headache.
So really, so they finally got someone to do it, and it's just nothing but spamming you. It's not even doing anything.
At least I didn't have any luck with it.
Well, I don't even want to give out the number at this point if it doesn't work.
Steve has...
Maybe I sent this to the wrong... Wouldn't that be funny if I sent this to the wrong number and I just texted somebody hot and sexy?
Oh, yeah.
That'd be great.
And they're like, here's some spam back at you, loser. Does anybody else want to give this a try?
Yeah, see.
All right. Do you have the number, Vicky?
Looking for it.
Oh, I got it right over here if you want it. There you go.
Yeah, it just sent to some company called Juicebox or something like that.
Oh, see, that's BS. It should be right off the bat. It should start. I say I'm not going to do it. Now that you told me you got spam, I'm not trying it on my phone.
No, I didn't want to. Look, I did on a Google Voice thing that I use for the Mixcast.
Good call.
I think it said only for Android and iOS, so maybe that's why it didn't work for you.
Oh, so do it on your iPhone there, Vicky.
Oh, that's not. I mean, okay, you want to give me your number? All right, Slutbot.
Was it hot and steamy?
Hot and sexy.
Hot and sexy.
Yeah.
One thing is you cannot use derogatory terms. So if you've decided, you're a nasty person, you want to call people horrible things, this will not let you do that.
So you can't be like, yeah, you like that, you robot bitch.
And if at any time, Vicky, you feel uncomfortable, especially maybe if somebody's calling you robot bitch, if any time, you can just use the safe word, which is pineapple.
Pineapple?
Yeah. Yeah.
What if that's part of your sexy talk? You want to take that pizza with pineapple on top?
Actually, I have audio of people trying this out.
Oh, great.
Let's see how this goes.
This Slutbot is going to teach me how to sext. I don't usually sext, but I want to. It gets very detailed.
You're getting really good ideas about how to be direct and specific with people.
Maybe I learned a little bit of confidence. Maybe I learned a little bit about myself today.
Obviously it's fake, but it's still hot to have somebody be so open sexually.
Come on, guy. Come on.
Yeah.
He thinks it's hot that this robot's being so open. It's a robot.
Well, some people, man, we got a lot of socially awkward people out there, and so that subject's still a tough one for some folks, I guess. I mean, we're around Vicky, so we're just used to somebody who has no issues in that area, but...
I remember back when I first started in radio, I had this is before texting, but you want to have some fun cyber action going on, and I actually engaged in sexting via fax with somebody.
What? Sexting via fax?
Yeah.
That's so public.
Did you draw pictures and stuff too?
No, she was she's and she works somewhere where there's a fax machine. She's like, what's your fax? I'll write you a dirty note. I'm like, all right, cool. But I'm like, I don't have a fax machine, so I had to give him the work one.
Oh, boy.
So then I had to hover in the mailroom waiting for this fax to show up, and it would come in, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty sweet. And then I'd write something back and fax it back. And
of course, all that's in the fax memory somewhere.
A fax memory? I don't know.
I think
is there?
I think
yeah,
so.
Handwritten note.
Yeah, usually they would keep that sort of stuff on the computer
that
file.
That way you could reproduce a fax if you needed.
That would have been funny to send wiener pics that way. You'd have to get on the photo machine, the copy machine, and fax it off.
Well, people do their butts and breasts, so I'm sure there was somebody that was like, "Hey, here you go. Here's a sausage show."
Of course, working overnights was rather boring.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah,
it makes me think of all of the DNA on that fax machine that I used to use back in the day.
Well, I wasn't doing anything on the fax machine.
Well, not you so much, but others in my life as I've used fax machines over the years.
What are you going to do? You can't really...
You can straddle that thing if you really want to. Get a little step stool. And I mean, if you're trying to show off the goods.
Fair enough.
The twigs and berries via fax.
Vicky, how's Slutbot going for you?
So it asked me a couple of questions, and apparently Slutbot, this is giving me tips. I don't know if the app is what's going to give me more of the actual
Oh, they want you to get an app now?
But it asked me, what gender identity, how old am I?
This is too much.
I'm glad you're doing this, because I had an answer to my wife she's like, why do you have the McDonald's ice cream machine working app that somebody made? I'm like, well, it's for the show.
Yeah, sure it is.
So is this. But it was.
Slutbot is also for the show, honey.
But it gave me some really good advice.
Oh, yeah?
Such as?
It says, good sex requires practice. So basically, the long and short of it is that if you do your alone time a certain way, you're kind of narrowing the way that you enjoy things, if that makes sense.
So you mean
you need to mix
variety.
it up even with yourself.
With yourself?
Just text them, hey, what are you wearing? I want to do you, and then just see what they say.
That is interesting.
With 3 dots.
Yeah.
Always ended with 3 dots.
Yeah.
Because that meant things are more to come.
I don't want, as it were, I don't want any tips on how to be by myself. I already know how to do that. I'm trying to get away from being by myself.
I wrote that I'm single, so maybe if you're in a relationship, it'll give you different advice.
Oh, it asks you if you're single?
Mm-hmm. And in a relationship, or if you're straight or gay or whatever,
is too much
there's
effort.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sext me.
I'm so done with this.
Yeah, I thought you're supposed to just be able to talk sexy to it.
Write it. Say, hey, when are we going to start talking dirty?
Yeah, this is so complicated.
Maybe even say, you have your socks off.
Yeah, guess what? I'm not giving the number.
No.
If you really care about it, just search for Slutbot. But already I'm unhappy with this whole situation. It's too difficult. This is the thing in life. It's just too difficult.
Run their robot machine.
Of course, I don't know how these apps make money anyway. I mean, I guess if they throw ads up there while I'm getting sexted, I mean, I don't mind that. Put a little banner ad on. I don't care as long as you're talking dirty to me.
Because the op offers daily coaching for $29 a week or $99 a month. Of course, Slutbot is free for all.
So I need a coach to teach me how to sext, man. Maybe I do. I guess they got coaches for everything else. Maybe you need a sex coach. Okay. Let's Steve. Look at Steve. He's just checked out.
That's how they get you, man.
$30 a month, buddy.
I want to talk to someone who dropped $30 a month to have a robot teach them how to sext better.
All right, Danny, would you talk to Steve when the show's over?
Danny wouldn't do that. I bet Danny can sext like a champ.
Oh, he can sext?
Yeah.
Yeah?
He's a millennial.
Thank you.
I feel like... That's not nice. I feel like your girlfriend can, but I don't know about you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that got awkward quick.
Yeah, right? Well, I've just had conversations with her, and she's really, she's just direct. She doesn't say anything
What kind
sexy.
of conversations are you having with your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Well, no,
based
but
on your conversation, you have a vibe that she's good at sexting?
Well, just because she's unfiltered, she'll say what she wants to say. She's never said anything sexy to me, but she says what she wants. It's on her mind. So I feel like if anybody wouldn't have a problem sexting, it would be her, because she has no problem saying what's on her mind. Am I wrong about that?
Well, that would, based on that assumption, then that would mean that your daughter's probably very good at sexting.
And how? And she just raised her hands, champion hands.
Sorry,
nice call. Nice call, Steve. Danny, I mean, isn't that a guy? I mean,
you're not wrong, but the fact that you think that I'm not good at it, it's kind of
I don't mind you being butthurt about that.
I have faith that you're good at it.
I don't think he is. Steve. I think he cries during sexting. I think he's like,
I bet he gets into it.
Yeah. Anybody else with me? You think Danny just cries a lot and doesn't really sext? Just a lot of tear emojis? Yeah. Wow. Okay, Sarah's agreeing with me. Okay, good.
No, I think Danny would actually be a pretty good sexter.
I feel like your girlfriend's pretty hot, so you must have done something right?
Thank you.
Yeah, and I feel like they're both pretty kinky, so...
Thank you.
I don't know if there's whips and chains.
Wow, I see. Now, they're making a big assessment. I just said she speaks a lot and figured she'd be good. These guys have definitely said, you guys are kinky, the whips and the chains and this and that. She's hot.
I've been on the broadcast before. We've talked about stuff like that.
Oh, you have? That's what I know. Yeah.
So, Sarah, you feel that you're a very good sexter?
Yeah, and I'm definitely a little more into it than Johnny Roberts.
Jay Roberts, he doesn't like the sext?
I mean, he kind of likes it, but then he kind of is like, okay, like, this is doing nothing for me at work. Like,
yeah, you're doing it at work.
Well, yeah, I mean, either we're sexting when we're usually apart, or we're just
not going to do it together.
J-Rubs is a man of few words anyway. He doesn't say much, so I can't imagine he wants to text much.
I feel like
Babe, I got my hard hat on.
Yeah.
I don't need this.
It's kind of hot. See? I'm already like, all right.
Calm down, Sarah.
Well, and I'm new to the smartphone thing.
Oh.
So the emojis, oh man, you could do so many with those. And mean so many different things.
I need to take your phone away from you.
I feel like sexting though is for people who aren't living with their significant other more.
Really?
I've never really lived with a guy before, but all the sexting is when I can't get to the guy quick enough.
See, that's why we're usually at work, because we're not together. But then after work, we're together, so we're not sexting. We're really doing it, you know?
Yeah, you're getting hot and bothered at work. That's just frustrating.
It is, yeah. That's why I feel like he's like, okay.
Now, your mom and I, we don't really sext at all, but my best...
doesn't even text.
No, we do.
But you said sometimes you go like a couple days without texting her.
Oh, actually, I would say talking with her, but I probably text her at least once a day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't talk to her every day. Yeah, but that's our best. She just Bitmoji. She loves Bitmoji because I'm a lot cuter in Bitmoji and nicer than I would be in real life. Like Bitmoji makes me look like a champ with all the different Bitmojis.
So Bitmoji needs to make like a naughty version.
Dude, it should.
Oh, slutmoji.
Or rhymes with Bitmoji.
Oh, there we go. There we go. T-Moji. I'm all for it. As a matter of fact, I would go to T-Moji Park. Can we see if we can get the Mariners to invest in T-Moji Park?
Now it's not magenta.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Definitely pink.
Yeah. There we go. Damn. Nice.
Well, I'm glad that there's robots out there to help people sext.
Yeah. And Steve, they're taking over.
They are, man.
One slut bot at a time.
Y'all think it's funny, but at some point...
Y'all think it's funny.
I'm so on your page,
Thank
dude.
you. I mean, we're all like, robots are awesome. All this automated stuff is great. But when you're all unemployed and the robots have the upper hand, then you guys are going to be like, maybe we should have listened to Steve.
Yeah.
Time is coming, man.
I know you're saying
taking our jobs, and then they're going to take our lives, and we're done.
I don't want to go too deep, but the latest guy that I've been backing on Kickstarter with games is he's a really smart guy, and he's a believer that robots will never get sentient or artificial intelligence, and therefore that will never happen. He's made me feel better that Skynet's not coming.
So that's one guy.
One guy who really feels like they'll never get to the point where they'll just be like washing machines, and you'll never think your washing machine's coming after you.
Have you not seen these videos, man?
Well, which video are you talking about? Is that on YouTube?
Did you not go to frickin' that place in Vegas with me?
I'm lost. What are you talking about?
Place at the stuff. CES.
The place with the stuff.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in Vegas.
Where's the last time we went to Vegas?
Well, I've been to Vegas recently, so I was trying to
With
think.
me.
Oh, with you? Yeah, that was
RobotCon.
Yeah, RobotCon. Those robots were losers, though. They couldn't even fold laundry.
But some of them are able to just do stuff.
Yeah, there were some that
They did have the robot strippers.
Yeah, we did. And that one guy said it's just a matter of time before they could just start answering questions and thinking on their own.
We'll see. That's the big divide in the scientific community, whether or not they really will be able to. There's the hope for that, but if you ever if you go on your Amazon Echo, your Alexa, and ask her to have a conversation because they have a test thing to see if they can have a conversation, it's still not there.
Yeah, but it's gotten better.
Has it really? Because I've tried it.
I mean, no, from when we first got these phones with these voice assistants to where they are now. I mean, even look at GPS, how it was originally to where it is now.
Well, I mean,
stuff is progressing rather quickly in the last couple of years. We are effed.
No, we're not.
All thinking it's cool because we love our sci-fi shows.
Okay, I know you're the sky is falling with you. Things have gotten better with the way things operate, but to actually have sentience, Steve, to be able to be intelligent like a human being and think for itself, I don't think that's going to happen.
Haven't you ever seen the documentary Austin Powers? Fembots were a thing.
Oh, you're right.
Okay?
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's good. The fembots are awesome.
I mean, they were sex bots, and they shot you with their jubblies.
The what?
They're jubblies.
Have you never seen the movie?
I haven't, but now I kind of need to see it.
Oh, I forgot. That's
It's
what
a
he,
great scene.
That's right. That's what he used to call them, the jubblies. Oh, yeah. That's been a while. Steve doesn't like that movie franchise.
I just haven't gotten around to seeing it. I have no issues.
You haven't gotten around to seeing it? I don't think you ever will.
It's on my queue, man.
Yeah, okay. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
What is the handicap of a scratch golfer?
69.
No.
70.
No.
72.
No.
I don't even know what that means. I don't play golf.
Yeah, I was clueless to it as well, and we're not the golfing show, that's for sure. I guess 0. If you're a scratch golfer, that means you don't need no handicap. You good. You want a shot at beating Steve? Okay, you got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 847 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's a question from a listener. My house is currently in foreclosure. I've stopped making payments. What can I do to save my house?
If you're already in foreclosure behind on your mortgage, you can stop the foreclosure by filing a bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcy. Chapter 13 can help you catch up on your house payments if you're behind. It would mean that you'd have to start making your house payments again and catch up on the amount that you're behind over 5 years. You could also take off or strip off your second mortgage, which would help you to reduce your housing payment every month, especially once you're done with the plan and done catching up on your first mortgage. We could also try to buy you some time by filing a Chapter 13 case. Filing a Chapter 13 would definitely stop your foreclosure.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
Keeping up with the flood of news every single day can be quite stressful. There is climate change happening. There's the pandemic, labor movements, Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend. Hi, I am Gideon Resnick, host of Crooked Media's What a Day. Each week, Travelle Anderson, Priyanka Arabindi, Josie Duffy Rice, and I are going to break down the biggest news stories of the day in a way that hopefully doesn't always make you want to cry. New episodes of What a Day drop every weekday at 5 a.m. Eastern. Listen on Odyssey, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.